All right. Here we are. My first live. Yikes. All right. We shall see how this goes. I'm going to wait and see if some people show up and then kind of get started and get moving on it. I have some drinks. I have a little strawberry, like water stuff, and then a cup of coffee, of course. So I'm excited. I also have both cats in here, so we'll see how that goes. Because if you've ever seen any of my videos, especially my cat Charlie, he likes to interrupt. So we will see. Make sure I know what I'm doing here. All right, so I have a whole setup here right now, and I figure we'll chat for a little bit here in the beginning, and then I have set up that we can do like a 15-minute sprint. And during the first 15-minute sprint, I'm going to be doing some homeschool planning. We have a full week of school ahead of us, and so I'm going to take advantage of being able to get a little bit of planning done. So I have that. And then, I don't know, we'll chat some more. I have some books that I can go curl up on the chair and read during the next sprints if I get my homeschool planning done. So that is kind of how I'm going to use my time. You guys, during the sprints can do whatever also. I know a lot of like booktubers will use this as reading sprints. There's Charlie. But we can use this as a time to do whatever. So yeah, he's gonna be in the mix of it all. Huh, buddy? All right, give a little bit more time, and then we'll kind of get started, and I can kind of share how I'm going to be setting up my planner for today. I've been playing around with my planner and changing some of the setup of it. I really, for the majority of our homeschool experience, I have done reverse planning, and that has been great. But I don't know. I was finding that I wasn't really like writing down what we were doing as we were doing it. And so I decided to kind of change it up and set like a weekly plan for my planner. And it's worked really well lately. So like, let me show. Yeah, this was last week. So I was able to set it up. And when we did stuff, I just went in and checked it off and got that all situated. So I like how that one is going more. So we'll see. I do have this week blank, and so I think that is where I will start, is kind of setting up my beginning planner pages, and then the grid. I don't know. We'll see how I set it up this week. I'm still playing around with the layouts of it to see how it goes. Last week, I just kind of put everything in like certain blocks. So I had like ELA, math, and then like our changing block. And that was okay, but it doesn't help me remember like what order we're supposed to do everything in. Oh, yay. Hi. Let me see. There we go. Thanks. I'm excited. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, so this week for my layout, I might change it up and just put everything kind of in order of when I want my kids to accomplish it, because then it helps me remember when they're supposed to do it. So I think that is what I have. I also have, so in my video, February wrap up, I shared this little learning day thing. I have since turned it over and just handwritten stuff onto the back of it. And that is kind of what I'm going to be going off of, like for the order that I want my kids to get stuff done. And so I will set it up that way. So my oldest, he'll do reading first, math. This is something new. We're going to do EIW and see how that goes. There is an abbreviated like 18-week course. And so I think that my 15-year-old likes the setup of how that is all laid out. And then history, co-op, biology, and workbooks. For my 11-year-old, we have reading. He has the little Minecraft workbook that he does. And then writing, math, history, co-op, Beowulf, and poetry. Reading our read aloud, and then some workbooks. So that is how I'm going to set up the planner. And we'll see. I do have to get a couple of things out. Yeah, my 15-year-old is starting a new book this week. Let me grab it. And tabs. All right, so my 15-year-old is going to be starting The Road, which is a darker, heavier book, but I think that he's going to really like it. So this is like post-apocalyptic, following a father and son as they're trying to get to the coast and dealing with, no food and coming across people who are dangerous. So I think that I think that he's going to really like this. He recently, this past week, just finished all of the Hunger Games books. And so I think that this will be a good palate cleanser from the Hunger Games. And then what does he want to read? Oh, he wants to read Scythe by Neil Shusterman next. But we had to wait to get the audio for that one. So he's going to read this one first. So I might sit here. I always tab their books, and this just makes it easier for them to see like what it is that I'm wanting them to read every day. And yeah, it just makes it easier for everybody. They don't have to come and ask me like, hey, how much do I need to read? You read tab to tab. And I talk about that a lot in my videos. So I will sit here and tab this. He is going to do the audio for it, but I think that it will still help to have it tabbed so that he can see. Are there even... It's been a while since I read this, and I don't think there's chapters in it, is there? So then, yes, I'm definitely going to be tabbing this. So I might start with that on our first sprint, which I think we'll probably start here in a couple minutes. See who wants to do our first sprint. And yeah, I'm just going to set a timer for 15 minutes. See what I can get done in those 15 minutes. Also, chug some coffee, which is always good. So if you are here, let me know what you are going to plan to do during our first sprint. Started tabbing my books. It is great. It just gives that like good visual, I don't know, easy way to see what you need to read. I don't necessarily tab my books, but I do have books that I have to have done by a certain time. And so I just know I need to go through as much as I can. Um, so we'll see. All right. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up our first sprint. Um, yeah, so let me know what you guys are planning to do. And I will come back at the end of the 15 minutes and show you what I have accomplished in my planner and tabbing the books. Let me. Yay. All right, so I will see you guys after 15 minutes and we will keep chatting and see what we all got done. All right, we are back. That meow startled me because obviously I'm in here with my two cats, and then during the sprint, we had our stray cat come up to our back door and start meowing too. So it caught me by surprise. I'm like, whose meow is that? Um, no, it's the little kitty thing that I had going for our timer. All right, so how is everybody's first sprint? What were you able to get done? I was able to get a little bit done, so I'll show that in a second. I'm going to take a sip of coffee. This is a cute secular homeschooling mug that I got from Tanya from Project Happy Home. She has an Etsy page, and so of course I had to get that. But yeah, so what did everybody do? Did you accomplish anything? Sure. Just trying to make sure that I definitely am seeing everybody's comments and not just like the top. All right. So during sprints, I was able to tab the road. I did quite a few tabs. I'm going to kind of see how it goes. I just tabbed 20 pages at a time because he's listening to it and he doesn't speed it up, which is totally fine. Not everybody has to be crazy like me and speed up your audio. So he just is, one time normal speed. So I want to see how long it takes to get through 20 pages at a time. I know, he'll keep listening to put off doing other work. So hopefully this will be good. If not, maybe I'll just tell him like, hey, set a timer for 20 minutes. Because this one is hard. There's no chapters. There's a lot of breaks on the page, which is nice, but no chapters makes it a little difficult. So after I tabbed, I started setting up my planner. So you can see I just wrote the week. And then this was crazy. So all year long, I've been circling the week that we're on down here at the bottom. Until this week, we are officially on week 28, which is insane. That means we have like 12 weeks of school left. I don't know how we have made it that far. And then I started setting up the grid. So that's what I have so far. I didn't quite make it all the way through my 11-year-old, but got a nice little start. I did realize that he is going to be finishing his book this week. He's been reading A Long Walk to Water. And so he'll be finishing that and then doing a little bit of a book report. And then he has to pick a new book. So I'll have him do that later. And then Friday, he can start his new book. I was trying to look on my phone while I was planning. I thought that there was a movie for this, but I couldn't find one. I was looking on IMDb and I didn't see one. Maybe what I'm thinking of, there's another book similar to this. It's longer. My oldest has read it before. I can't think of what the name is. And that one I think is like a movie on Netflix, but he has that. And so he'll have to tell me later what he wants to read next. I always have like a stack of books down behind all of their books that I can pull from, and they can kind of tell me what they want to read. So yeah, overall, that was a really good first little reading sprint. I'm happy with what I was able to accomplish. I don't know. The next reading sprint, or the next sprint, not really reading sprint. I think what I'm going to do is finish this and then kind of see how far I get. Hopefully I should be able to finish within this next sprint. So we will see. If you are here, let me know in the comments. Say hello. And we will, I don't know, chat a little bit longer. There you go. Yeah, I have gotten really lazy this school year. Most times my planning like this doesn't happen until Monday morning. And so I'm trying to combat that a little bit and hoping that this live sprint will be able to help me get on top of planning a little bit more. And refreshing hair. Yeah, curly hair. I mean, obviously, like I have no hair right now because I keep chopping it shorter, but that is a commitment to have curly hair and keep up with it. I am not that kind of commitment. All right, so I figure in a couple minutes we will start our second sprint. I think 15 minutes kind of works well. It gives me just enough time to kind of really nail some stuff down. Oh, I know. Okay, so if I finish setting up my planner before the 15 minutes is over, I will probably start doing some reading. So let me show you what I'm reading. I am physically reading Daggermouth by H.M. Wolfe. I couldn't help it. So this is dark fantasy romance, and it is getting traditionally published, but I decided to pick it up and read it before then. I did have to set this down this week because I needed to finish another book that I was listening to on audio, and they were both fantasy romance, this just being dark fantasy romance. And so I was having a hard time like swapping back and forth between them. So I did set this one down. So I think that this is the book that I'm going to pick up and read if I get my planning done and kind of get back into this world. It's been an interesting book, and I'm kind of interested to see where it goes. I'm also interested to see if there are some changes to it when it's traditionally published. But that is my physical book. And then for a book club that I have this coming week on Wednesday, I have to have this next book done. And that is Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I have had this on my shelf for a long time. And we decided that because the movie is coming out, like, I think this coming Friday, this is the time to read it. I am having so much fun with this. So I started this last night and I didn't get very far. I think I got, let's see, chapter 4, page 54. The narrator for this is phenomenal. Like, he's really, really good. It was giving me like Tony Stark Iron Man vibes while I was listening to this. He's sarcastic and funny, like listening with headphones on and laughing out loud. So I don't think I'll listen to this one right now. I would like to read with my eyeballs a little bit, but I'm having so much fun with this book. And obviously later I need to sit down and get a chunk of it done because I have to have that done by Wednesday, which I should be able to do. Oh, our little stray kitty is walking off now. Poor guy. Sometimes I go out and like give him some food and treats and stuff, but not every single time that he comes by. And he comes by probably every other day. So I don't know where he hangs out when he's not coming by, but we'll see. Maybe one day we'll adopt him. All right. So what is okay, this is a good one. Let's so older kids, less planner space. I kind of feel they kind of need the same planner space. I think the biggest change that I have kind of made is I've always given my kids like their own separate planners, and they kind of go off of that. But I also have my planner here, and I was finding it really redundant. And also, my older kid would attempt to do all the work and not come back and check in at all. And all of a sudden, I'd be like, wait, what do you mean? Like, where's that assignment? I need to see and check it and make sure everything is good to go. And so they aren't using their own separate planners right now. But I am liking this. I think they kind of use the same planner space on here. I have 3 blocks for each, and that's just kind of how I'm setting it up right now. I do want to see what School Nest comes out with this spring. I really like the cover of this one. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Let me find my other planners. I think they're like behind me. Hey, Charlie. All right, so this is my 3rd School Nest planner. I think this was the first one that I used, and this was school year 23 to 24. So I really liked that one. This one was last year, which, like, these are my colors here. I love it. And then I have this one. So this is the first one that I bought from School Nest directly. And I was able to get it unbound because I add in a couple of extra like planning pages that I have. So I was able to do that and then go take it to get bound. So little insight to my planner, which I do have a ton of videos with, but this is the first time in a while that my planner and how I set it up has changed. So, all right, I'm going to start the second sprints here in a second and continue on. What are you guys going to be doing during the second sprints? Let me know. I can hopefully finish my coffee also. Thanks. I do too. It's super cute. I am sad. I got a chip. I feel like the second time that I used it, it did get a chip, but luckily I drink it from the other side. So, it's hanging on. Cleaning house. Yeah. Yep. I did a little bit of cleaning this morning, but there is something about coming home after a vacation and having it clean. But that's exciting that you'll be going on vacation. All right. I am going to start the second sprint. Uh, All right. I was not able to finish everything, but I'm almost done. I was looking up videos that I needed to have my 15-year-old watch for his biology. So I'm almost done. So you can see that's what I have so far. Yes, I have to finish putting his biology together, and then he needs to do a little bit of workbooks. So I don't know, maybe his does take a little bit less space, but not by much. So this was before we went onto sprints, but thank you. I'm having fun. And then, yes, spring break. The kids and ours is coming up soon. I try to plan our spring break different than when public school takes theirs, because then we can go do some fun stuff and hopefully not have all the public school kids out. I gotta look though at when like all the school systems are gonna do spring break around us, and we'll kind of go from there. But yeah, I'm hoping we can get a lot of outside time and I don't know, just go do stuff. We have an aquarium membership, so it'd be fun to go to the aquarium again. We want to renew our zoo membership and go see some animals. That's always a lot of fun. Hey, there you go. That's quite a bit in 15 minutes. Laundry, dusting, homeschool room, printing math. Yeah. I know. During that sprint, I had to get both my kids' textbooks for math and figure out what lesson they're on and kind of go from there. Like, what are you supposed to be doing this week? So it was good. I got a lot done. I was hoping to get to reading. So definitely, I think what we're going to do is do at least one more sprint here in just a little bit. And during that sprint, I will definitely be finishing up homeschool planning and then start some reading. I'm hoping to go curl up in that chair, but let me show you. Charlie is currently there. And then, yeah, during last sprints, Millie came up and decided that she wanted some love. But then she went onto my lap and she was like digging her claws into my leg. So, you know, that wasn't super fun, but nice. Yeah, cat mess. That happens. A couple days ago, my 15-year-old came out of his room and he's like, I don't know if one of the cats just like pooped in my room. What happened? No, it was a hairball. Yep. For a school district. There you go. That's fun. I feel like, I don't know. I saw some people that their spring break is this week. We're still chilly. Or at least this coming week. Last week we were really nice and warm until the bottom dropped out, and then we've gotten chilly again. But I don't know. I mean, we're doing spring break. This might be our last week of school before spring break. Let me double check that. Let me look at my calendar here. No, we have this week and next week, and then we'll be doing our spring break. Because usually around here, our school systems like to do spring break with Easter. And so it's like that week after Easter Sunday is our public school spring break. So that's why we're doing it the week before. Oh, that's interesting. Sunday to Wednesday. Is that to go with like other schedules and stuff like that? Um, I love that homeschooling allows that flexibility that we can just be like, we're going to school whenever we want. Um, that's always interesting. We tend, like, on paper, we school 4 days a week, but we also have co-op days. So our week is pretty busy that way. And then typically we don't do anything on the weekends, though I did have my 15-year-old. He still had some stuff that he needed to finish and catch up on yesterday. And so he knocked that out in the morning. He was not super excited about it, but oh well. Well, that's nice. Yeah, end of April, mid May. That's a pretty good time to stop because, yeah, then you can do some fun things before public school gets out. We typically take 6 weeks off in our homeschool. And I'd like to have us done the Friday before Memorial Day here in the States. And so with that, it gives us about 3 weeks where public school is still in session and we can really get out and enjoy some stuff. And then it gives us about 3 weeks where public school is out, but then maybe we want to do stuff with public school kids then. And then we get back into it in July because by then it is hot and we're over it. My kids and I are definitely cold weather people. And once it gets like 100 and super humid, no, thank you. So we may as well knock out some schoolwork. All right. I think in a little bit we will do another sprint. And like I said, I don't know. One more sprint? What do you guys think? 1 or 2 more sprints? We're at, where's my clock? We're about an hour into this right now. I have no other plans for today. This is it. I mean, once we're done here, I'm done for the day. Maybe figuring out what I have to feed my family for dinner. Look, the feeding everybody every night, I was not built for it. Oh. All right. So during the next sprints, what are your plans? We'll see what we can get done. Ugh, I still have not finished my coffee. It's cold coffee by now. But, that's how coffee goes. All right. I think, yeah, we'll start here. Thanks. I'm having fun. Laundry, personal planner. Oh, I do like some good stickers. Yeah. And cleaning. Thanks for coming along with whatever I'm doing. That's good though. Yeah. Do a nice Sunday where you don't get overwhelmed and start to get Sunday scaries. Yeah. I do the same. Anytime that we go on vacation, a lot of times, like, I will order groceries to be ready, like, when we're arriving into that town so that we can stop and pick up groceries on our way to where we're going, if we're not bringing it already, because that just makes it easier. Oh, I'm glad you find it motivational. Yay, me too. This is kind of nice having like set time where I actually get stuff done because yeah, I don't know what it is this year. I think just we're this far into homeschooling and this many years under my belt that I'm kind of getting a little lazy with it, but it does make Mondays a little stressful for me. So having this all done today will be really nice. All right. On that note, I think we're going to start. Um, Good luck. And yeah, I'm going to finish planning and then go read. I think that's my plan. So I will see you all after the next 15-minute sprint. All right. Done with that one. Let me. Hi. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. It is. And there's something about, like, I don't know, the other meals we kind of fend for ourselves, but dinner is when we typically, we try to all eat together. But not everybody likes everything. So there's always somebody unhappy about it. Yep. It does feel like a part-time job. It's incredible, like the amount of I don't know, brain power that has to go into it. Like I have a running tab in my head of like what we have in the house, when we might be running out of stuff, and it's exhausting. It's a lot. So, all right, now caught up on comments. So, how did this reading sprint go? Were you guys able to get some more stuff done? I was. I was able to finish my planning. I even put in a little weekly schedule of some stuff that we are going to get done this week. And then here is, I'm going to block my face, but here's what I have planned out for this week. And I was able to link all kinds of videos that my son needs to watch with his biology. So that's how I started this sprint. And that I just put into his Google Classroom. At the beginning of the school year, we were using Google Classroom like his planner. And I was hoping, that we would continue. But now he's not even really using a planner. And he was finding that he was getting distracted because he would open up his phone and get sidetracked on everything on his phone. So now we really just use it for when he has to watch a video for something, and I can just link it and post it. And that has been really helpful. So after I finished my planner, I was able to get a couple pages done on this. Not as much as I had hoped to get to, but you know what? A couple pages, I'll take it. So I'm at like 220 out of 559. So I still have a chunk to do. But I think we're going to do one more sprints here in a little bit, and just kind of finish it out. I think 4 sprints is a nice even number, and that'll give me just that set time where I can chill and not do homeschool planning. So I think that is what I will do. But this has been so much fun. And I am not thinking that I'll do this every week, but maybe every other week, where we can just kind of come hang out, knock some stuff out. I would like to play around with it and see like if there's like little games that we could play during the non-sprint times. That I will figure out more. It's amazing the videos that I watched this week all right, now how do I do this? But it's been a lot of fun so far. So, oh yeah. Yeah, but I think every other week would be really nice. And at least it gives me that every other week of knowing that I have gotten my homeschool planning done before Monday morning. And then we'll see. During the summer, when we're on break, we'll see what happens then. Um, Yay! I'm glad. I've been having fun too. This is definitely a new experience for me and a little nerve wracking, but you know what? We're going to try new things and have fun with it. All right. Couple minutes and then get back to our last sprint and close out the day. It's about 1:30 Eastern time, so that'll be good. We'll have some family time, hangouts, maybe do some more reading. Let's be serious. I also have a sink full of dishes that I know needs to get done. That's one thing, like we can just never keep up with the dishes. There's always dishes. And I think even we're so, like we're always home. We're always here. My kids don't go off for 6+ hours 5 days a week. I don't either. So ooh, Bletchley Riddle. Is that oh God, what is her name? My mind is blinking, but I think I checked that out for one of my kids. He ended up not picking it up, but I want to. The name is like on the tip of my tongue. Oh yeah, Rudis Apettis. Oh, I love the books that I've read by them. Yep. Thanks. I'm horrible at like when, yeah, I get it. Yeah, when people are like, oh yeah, who sings that song? Or, I don't know. That's when my mind just goes off. All right. So, last reading sprints. What is the plan? What are you guys all going to be doing? I love that. I've read a middle grade book this year or this month because it's middle grade March, and I think that there's so much for adults to get from middle grade books too. Color coded dishes. That's kind of brilliant. That is pretty smart. I'm not going to lie, we're using paper plates right now because my husband and I just kind of reached that point where we're done. And it has helped a lot, but now, we still have a lot of cups and glasses and stuff and silverware, tons of silverware. And so every now and then we do that where we're just like, okay, we need a break from dishes. And that all started, I was pregnant with my youngest and I had all day morning sickness with him. And it kind of got worse in the evenings. It was bad. And so I was talking to a friend about like, I can't even step into the kitchen without getting sick. This is really bad. She's like, oh, do yourself a favor and get some paper plates. So it doesn't matter that he is now 11 years old. Every now and then we just kind of reach that point where we're like, you know what? We're going to take a little break. And it's nice. All right. All right, I think we are going to start our last sprint. I think that will be fun. So I will see you all in 15 minutes. Okay, we are back. How was everybody's last reading sprint? Or whatever sprint? I keep calling it reading sprint, but obviously, do whatever you want. I was able to get some reading done. Not as much as I hoped. I got about 8 pages done. And then I did need to go and use the bathroom quickly. And also, yeah, like these pages, they're really long, like lines from top to bottom. So it just takes time to get through each page. And then the cats distracted me. I don't know if you saw it. Charlie came over and laid on my lap for a little bit, and he will like face plant where you're like, how are you breathing right now? It's always funny when he does that. So, what were you all able to get done? Yeah, let me let Charlie out now. Go on. We'll see. He's early. The cats both have an auto feeder. It goes off at 4. So if he's going to go sit and watch his food, he still has a while to go. Ooh, that's fun. What kind of journal? I love a good journal. I tend to have quite a few that sometimes get used more times than others. I like it there in the beginning and then totally forget. This one, kids coloring inspirational quotes. Ooh, super cool. I love that. There's something about having to clean a machine that cleans. Such an oxymoron. Oh, that's cool. I will have to check that out. All right. Get last comments in, and then yeah, then we'll close out this live. This was so much fun. I've had a lot of fun getting things done. That's always a biggie. And then being able to sit here and chat with you all. That's always a good time. So yeah, I think my plan is that I would like to do this maybe every other week, if that works. And then kind of right now I'm getting like one video posted a week, and that's kind of working. It might pick up here in a little bit once we get into some curriculum videos, but even that, like I am behind on where I normally am at this time of year. Like I haven't even done a video talking about possibilities for next year, and some of that is just I don't know what we're wanting to use next year still. And there's some curriculum that's not even out yet. I keep waiting to see if Curiosity Chronicles will have a curriculum like the next modern history one, because that's where we are. Like we're kind of out of curriculum at this point. And I just saw Math with Confidence. My youngest will use level 6 next year. So the other night I was trying to see like if there was any news for it, and not officially, though they do have pre-order up on Amazon. But places like Rainbow Resource, they didn't have it up yet. So we'll have to wait and see Usually, Rainbow Resource has a much better price than Amazon. And anything that I can do to not use Amazon is helpful. So, yeah, I just haven't had any kind of curriculum talking videos yet because I don't know what a lot of it's going to be yet. So, and I'm kind of also waiting to see. So, yeah, my ninth grader, I just got him EIW level 9, and he's doing it in like an abbreviated 18-week version of it. So, I'm really wanting to test that out and see if it works for him and if it could also possibly work for my rising sixth grader for next year, which is crazy. All right. I think this is where we're going to start winding down. It's been almost 2 hours, which is crazy. I told my family, I was like, an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I can't imagine we'll want to sprint that long, but it was good. I've had a lot of fun doing this. So thank you all to anyone who stopped by to chat and wish me luck on my first live. Thank you so much. And I think in about 2 weeks we'll do another one. So I keep an eye out for that information. Yeah, writing is a struggle. And I like the look of EIW. It has grammar and writing all in one. And it's set up like Denison, which has worked really, really well for him, where there's like a little short video lesson. We've done IEW, and those are not short video lessons. And so I am hoping that like the short lesson and then a little bit of book work that goes with it will work really well for him. And possibly that would work for my youngest. I have to kind of see how this goes and then get my input from both of them. They also have a literature one. So it's EIL, Essentials in Literature. And I was thinking about also incorporating that next year because it does things like poetry and nonfiction. And so all things that I think, along with reading like a full novel, to also have that kind of stuff in it is nice and helpful. Thanks. It has been fun. All right. On that note, I am going to end the stream. Thank you all for coming and hanging out, and I will see you for the next one.